Most moral judgments are less about virtue and more about comfort. You know, we are all selective sinners, carefully tolerating the flaws that resemble us while condemning the ones that disturb us. eh. This selective morality allows us to feel righteous without being honest, and superior without being accountable. You know, every society has a hierarchy of sins. Some are normalized, excused, or even celebrated, while others are shamed and punished. Mm. Like, for example, lying may be condemned publicly, but it is practiced privately. Mhm. Greed may be criticized in theory, yet admired when it wears success. Mhm. Lust is judged loudly, while pride hides behind confidence and ambition. You know, we draw moral lines not based on harm alone, but on proximity. Mhm. The sins we are closest to become human errors, mhm, while the sins we don't relate to become evidence of moral failure. Mhm. Judgment becomes a distancing mechanism, a way to say, I am not like that. eh, Instead of saying, where am I blind? You know, psychologically, selective judgment protects the ego. Mhm. Acknowledging our own contradictions threatens self image, and so the mind externalizes guilt. Mhm. By condemning others, we momentarily feel clean, we feel moral. This is projection at work. What irritates us most often mirrors what we suppress or even fear in ourselves. Mhm. Moral outrage becomes a coping strategy, allowing people to avoid self examination while maintaining a sense of identity. You know, true self awareness collapses this defense. It forces us to see that judgment often reveals preference, not principle. Mhm. Spiritually, selective morality is separation disguised as righteousness. Mhm. It fractures humanity into us and them, saints and sinners, worthy and unworthy. Yet awareness dissolves this illusion. It reveals that consciousness expresses itself through imperfect forms. This does not excuse harm, but it reframes judgment. Mhm. Accountability without humility becomes cruelty. Compassion without accountability becomes chaos. Mhm. Spiritual maturity holds both. It recognizes that every human wrestles with desire, with fear, and contradiction, just in different costumes. You know, in short, we are not divided by sin, but by honesty. Uh, the moment you admit your selectivity, morality becomes less about superiority and more about responsibility. You know, growth begins when judgment turns inward, not to punish, but to understand. Mhm. Only then does ethics move from performance to integrity. You know, my people, hail, hmm? Hail.